Alright, so today's little episode is being recorded on my main computer while I'm horribly pissed at a show that I used to enjoy. I mean, 3 seasons and then poof. Just so the show in question is called The Rookie. This little masterpiece is partially made by this dude. Here. So if you're around when I was, there was a little show called Firefly, which was entertaining. That got pretty much canned from the network. That was very upsetting, to be honest, but still, so yeah. Second cop drama. The first one was actually quite good. It had more comedy. This one has more sort of drama behind it. You could say action, but still. So the thing that really ticks me off is this particular scene. Now, I honestly can't comprehend why or who they have as a writer that's doing this, but they clearly have no idea what they're doing. So, in this particular scene, Mr. Racist Cop, which, yes, that is how he's being portrayed horribly. Apparently he's racist. Versus a rookie, this cop over here, which so far the actor's been portraying him from season 1 and 2, has been great. I have liked watching this particular individual on screen up until season 3. Because then it's been nothing but cringe, cringe, and cringe. So, example. In this particular scene, this woman's got pulled up because she's black. To go on from that, after a couple of questions, it's determined that she has some firearms in the back. This being America, yeah, don't really see that being unusual, but no, Mr. Racist Cop decides to go in, oh shit, crazy chick with a gun sort of routine, and slaps the cuffs on her, while she's all freaking out and panicking. So, what's her story in this? Well, her story is that her husband, they're going through a divorce, and her husband has been threatening to kill her. Which, believable. So what she did was go to his house, use her key to get inside, stole his guns, and yes, I am using the word here stole because she removed property from another person's house that she, 1, didn't have permission to, and 2, didn't have a right to, and then apparently was taking it to the police station. Now, if you watch this particular scene, you'll also notice that so-called Mr. Racist Cop turns around and goes off about how, oh, well, how do we know she wasn't going to go and shoot him? And it's like, I'm thinking, yes, that is a legitimate explanation for, well, arresting her. As well as, she admitted to, I don't know if you'd call it break and entering because she ended with a key, but definitely trespass. Stealing firearms, which is, I understand, well, being in Australia, that's a pretty serious bloody crime over here. Whereas over in America, I'm pretty sure it's also going to be a crime. And she also had said stolen items on her. If that chick was white, same sort of thing would happen. If it was a dude, same shit. Especially after admitting to have stolen them. I am sorry, but I can't feel sorry for that woman. Yes, obviously, under this scenario, she would have been highly stressed, but to turn around. And for this dude to pretend that, oh no, she doesn't deserve to be arrested? Are you fucking serious? No, seriously, what writer went through their head with that? Seriously. Now, if I was writing this story, and I was particularly at this, yes, fine, black woman, if that's absolutely necessary to appease the mob rule on Twitter, if you don't understand. Fine, black woman, but I would have done it differently. See, the firearms wouldn't have been real. The firearms would have either been Nerf blasters, at which point, yeah, that's probably stretching it a little too much, but there's a little thing called airsoft with replica firearms. that if you don't see the butt end of it, you would think were real guns, just at the glance of your eye. So let's say they were sitting on the back seat in a bag and you had like a whole bunch of them, and gets pulled over. Racist cop comes over, so this dude grabs her out of the car, throws her to the ground, and Rookie here goes, "Oh shit, yeah, whatever." Takes a closer look at the said firearms and discovers, oh no, they're airsoft, and then tries to convince this one, that, hey, hold on, they're not actual blah blah blah. At which point, yeah, with what the storyline's trying to go through, trying to get this dude kicked off the force, potentially could be a mark against his name. Especially if he didn't bother asking about what was going on, just ripped her out of the car. But even in a light sort of conversation, take her out, put the handcuffs on her and then check, and then let her go, yeah. But sort of pushing it. See, by the storyline going the way it had, officially, I don't feel sorry for that woman. And lately, this particular show has had, particularly the African American community, having committed actual crimes, but stating that they should be let go. If this show really wants to do some good, which they're clearly trying horribly, don't do it like this. The show sucks now. I mean, so far, the only thing that I actually enjoyed watching out of this whole, like, TV show, and I'll just offer it, so this is the dude that's in charge of the police force in the show itself. And this is his wife. I do want to sort of use the term emotional mute here, but that's not an accurate description. She doesn't really seem to respond all that much, especially with, say, getting ripped off about, oh, I don't know, what was it, like $8,000? Or $8,000, as they say. Because of, how's the storyline going? Oh yeah, this guy's mother, who, to be quite frank, probably needs a bit of help. So, what does she do? Well, she gets semi-chased by a bad guy. Now, when I say semi-chased, he sort of just walks up to her in an elevator to sort of grab her. Her response is to first pull out the mace and then, well, kick him in the groin. That was entertaining. That was good. Now, honestly, somewhat believable, because the dude sort of gave her the opportunity, and so that was a good thing in this episode. This woman kicking some, well, I want to say ass, but it's probably the other way around. Anyway, back to the horrible sort of story writing, which I honestly can't comprehend. It seems like this, that for the last, like, 3 episodes have been just grinding away at my nerves. You're not helping by suggesting that it's perfectly okay for someone to commit a crime, blatantly advertise it to the police, and then suggest that they should get away with it. I am sorry, but if someone walks up to a police officer and says, I just shot that prick over there because he was pissing me off, you're gonna get arrested. For the life of me, why? Just, yeah, even as a racist cop, just going through some other stuff, it turns out this guy, his previous partner in the police force was black. And what did he do? He got his old partner into a better position in the police force. So to say that he is racist is a real stretch in my book. If you look more into his history, turns out that he was dealing with a lot of gangs in his previous position. At which point, see someone on the street that's black, potentially thinking, oh, gang, he's immediately going to switch. Now, this is what's called learned behavior. You're exposed to a certain type of item or person or thing for long enough, It's going to get drilled into your brain. At which point, that's where you're always going to go. So what should happen is the guy in charge, this person, should be turning around and saying, hey, we don't have these problems here. Don't need to react. Whatever professional sort of way. But seriously, if this guy was as bad as they're trying to make him out to be, first off, probably shouldn't have had his previous partner as being black and, actually helping his career. I just... try to show things that are a little bit more realistic. I feel sorry for this guy. This dude's intelligence as the character dropped about 10 fucking points. Seriously. I can't comprehend how the second he goes, oh shit, this person is, and his intelligence level drops about 10 points. So, an example, in this particular scene, later on he tries to convince her just to let her go. Later on in the episode, he doesn't grab something, because apparently this guy loses, and air quotes here, loses his camera. So he leaves the contraband, which apparently was a backpack full of drugs, and instead runs back to check to see what happened, to thinking he's going to see the person that was caught beating the shit out of a nose just sitting in the police car unharmed. Which probably just basically makes out this guy being more smarter, but just why? I am sorry. This character, you're betraying everything you built up from season 1 and 2 to get him into season 3 just to make this sort of horrible mistake. You just... what the hell? Seriously, what the hell? The other thing is, this is all on camera. So this dude could have potentially, if, say, legitimate police officer, this sort of comes up, yeah, that's going to potentially cause some problems with promotions. Especially if it gets on his permanent record. Whereas this guy, they had the opportunity just to have him put on a desk job. Seriously. I honestly can't comprehend why they are doing this. This does not help anything. You know what would have been better? Go on YouTube, find actual scenarios that were recorded of police officer and civilian interactions where the civilian was treated roughly while being actually innocent. And then potentially contacting the people who own the footage or the individuals in question, get permission to, throw it in the show and have actual scenes sort of played out properly. Or take those examples and then use it, because having someone who actually committed a crime, 3, and blatantly admit it to the police, I can't. I honestly can't. I feel like I lost some brain cells watching this scene. This isn't also the first example of this happening. There was a previous one where a pregnant, and I'll use the word here, black woman, broke into someone's house to have a baby. She broke into someone else's house to have a baby. And the legitimate individual that was supposed to be there, no, she was carted away by the police, because apparently her rights don't matter. So, that is dangerous to suggest people can do that freely, with no consequences. It's exactly the same as this. Turning around and pretending that this woman is perfectly acceptable for her to break into her husband's house, her ex-husband, sorry, take his guns, and then allegedly take them to the police station. What does she think's going to happen when she walks in there? You admit, you walk into a police station, you admit you stole someone else's guns? The fuck? This is literally next level of stupid. Yes, stressful situation. I can understand how she would make sort of the, but just, ah, yibbity yibbita.